Next, to teach our person, of course, every performance, every book we read, it teaches something to us, right? So in Gunther's life, the novel, in Gunther's life, his shadow play teaches him a fact that everything is possible in the form of manipulating the puppet. So he thinks that after bringing back his lover, he thinks that it is possible to bring back his life. He was in depression. He was in sad. He was very sad. So after performing his own story, bringing back her lover, it gives life to him. It teaches that everything is possible to deal with sacred or demonic. Okay, performance has both demons and gods as its actors. Yes, yes. In this novel, in his narration, Guntu's narration, he went to the seven abodes of God, where he had faced so many struggles. He had seen demons and gods to bring back his lover. Finally, the way to the land of dead is very strange and forbidding. But apart from this, he went back. He went there and brought her back. Next, technical aspects. So technical aspects. So as I said, in the character, the appearance of the character, the nose and the colors and the portrayal of the puppet, right? Good and evil. We can identify the portrayal of the puppet through the screen. So technical aspect, basically in Vayankulti, in shadow puppetry in Southeast Asian countries, Ramayana and the Mahabharata were in the beginning were the only source perform, but in Indonesia, the mythological stories were inculcated. Right. This resulted in converging of these two epics, myths and mythological character. We can see the East Javanese prince, Panji cycle stories are also performed. So we can find Panji, the character in the novel. In the novel, like in Guntu's story, it is evident that the main characters from the epic sometimes are removed and performed, imbibes other characters into new stories like characters from Javanese fantasies and mythological stories. Next one. So when it turns to the screen, when it turns to inculcate in the book, it should not lose its originality. However, one must be sure to retain the essence and quality of original performance even in its written form. So what the author should 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 know the importance, what is should know the importance of shadow puppetry, how it is performed, what are the techniques that are important. He has put everything into in his novel. The novel, after her death, he can relate his own story with the art of storytelling. He has taken Sita from Mahabharata Ramayana and Arjuna from Mahabharata and played a story named Abduction of Sita, where Arjuna is a hero and rescue from the world of death. So the story of Chandra is more difficult than the story of Rama Sita. Next. So the characters are compared to the epic characters. Here, Arjuna or Gunther, there is makes no difference in Gunther's mind. Appearances reveal the truth of his quality of nature, so the reader or the audience must able to understand through the puppeteer's imaginative. The character from the mythological stories are also used, like legendary Panji, a legendary prince, which is very popular in Indonesia. It is given, it is inculcated in the novel. Next. Last, okay. So in the end of the story, we can find Arjuna. So he returning from the seven abodes of God with Arjuna, even Gunther, he goes with Arjuna by using his voice, manipulation of puppet, travels as far as Indralok, but unable to find her in the beginning. Later, he disguised as a form of Arjuna and brought her back. This is how the story compares and inculcates all the aspects of wayang performance by imbibing the new ideas from Indonesian teams. The characters received a renewed function within the narrative framework in the modern world through retelling the epic narratives. Next, technical aspects. Yes, the manipulation and placing the puppet, everything must be important. So, as I said earlier, puppetry must be a polyglot, possesses the talent of telling stories by his creativity and his inventiveness. So, the protagonist possesses all this wisdom. It is the storytelling is incarnated in his heart. He is the creator of the story who uses different voice and plays different role in Wayang plays. His absence, her absence, his storytelling skill make him master in puppet. Next. So the dramatic, when we talk dramatic form, this dramatic form gives life to the inanimate object, that means puppet, create role according to the situation. So finally, when we adopted the technique to the stage play, it certainly it would be a dramatic form, right? So when it shift to the written form, it it should be an effective one. Then the author has to render the atmosphere to the reader. So when we read the novel, he should the, he has to render the atmosphere through the narration, the visual impact also achieved throughout the novel. So here the reader becomes a creator of an image. Next one. So finally, like, this shows the ways and means of stylizing the method of storytelling found in shadow puppetry within the novelistic narration and the character and the plot of puppetry received their renewed function within the narrative framework of written film. Next. So the second novel, Shadow Princess, Tales as a Tools. Here, the author, I mean the Cindy Morwell and Tamara Fielding, uh, focuses on the Indonesian mythological tales, which is used as a tool. Next. So it brings out the aspects of Wayang myth where one can find the peripheral nature of performance that focus on the real life of Indonesian people. So here, as I said earlier, the performance, the function of the performance, not only entertain, it also heal. It also teaches moral values. The mythological stories are also performed in Wayang Kulit. The main purpose of the mythological animal stories is to inculcate moral values to the people of Indonesia. So Wayang shadows are the souls of their ancestors who have come to teach and give support to them. It further highlights the most popular traditional Indonesian Wayang folk tales which have been inculcated in the novel. Next. It's the author Tamara Fielding. She is the image. Please see the image. He is performing Samer. The puppetry this she is having his Samer and his two sons. She was born in Indonesia and moved to US, and he performed so many puppetry plays in US, and still she is performing. Next, is the summary of the novel. So the novel is about a tragic and victorious life of the girl Tumba, who lost her family in tsunami. So after losing the family, she thinks that retelling the story of Wayang animal tears, that means consultates, it is a mouse deer in Indonesia. It is a mouse deer are the only way to find her family. The stories have been around for hundreds of years, told orally from one generation to another generation. Next.